Hey, what's going on? Daniel here. So Europe, we all know, is definitely one of the most important regions of the world, and as such, a lot of people will give anything to visit this region at least once, but they're not able to do so because, of course, visa restrictions. But there's a certain class of citizenry that can just wander into the European Union, to the Schengen region, without having to present any visas whatsoever. All they have to do is show up with their passport and off they go. But that is changing, especially for Americans, Canadians, and 60 other countries who are thinking about visiting the Schengen region starting in 2024. Now, there's been a lot of news flying around that the Schengen region is introducing a new form of travel documentation, the ETIAS, the European Travel Information and Authorization System. A lot of people have been purporting this as being a type of visa, but it is not actually a visa. This is a travel document. It does not meet the threshold to be considered a type of visa. And this is required by the countries who are members of the Schengen region starting in 2024. So what happens now for American citizens and every other citizen who needs this document to travel into this region starting in 2024? So this is basically a travel document that you will obtain after tendering some information on the ETIAS website. And this will happen anywhere from 24 to 96 hours before your trip. So if you're planning on visiting the region, you need to do this in advance. And this is not a new thing. In fact, the United States has a similar thing in place for citizens of the European Union and some other countries. It's called the ESTA. And what it simply means is that you need to fill out a document before you arrive in the United States. So the ETIAS will be valid for 3 years or until the expiration of your passport. So which European nations require ETIAS authorization to visit? It applies to 22 member countries of the Schengen region. So that means Austria, Belgium, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia. You know what? I'll put the map right here so you can just go look at that for yourself. So who will need to obtain the ETIAS authorization? American citizens as well as travelers from 60 other countries will require the ETIAS visa waiver to travel to any of the Schengen zone countries for short stays once the ETIAS goes into effect. And how will travelers apply for the ETIAS and how much does it cost? So once the application is live and is available online, it takes about 10 minutes to fill out. And according to etias.com, you need to apply with a valid passport, an email address, and a debit or credit card to pay the non-refundable €7 application fee. And this applies to individuals between the ages of 18 and 70, and those under the age of 18 over 70 still need to apply for an ETIAS, but they will not be charged. So minors will not be charged, as well as senior citizens over the age of 70 will not be charged for this application. So how long will the process take? They say after you fill out the application with personal information, your passport, you will answer a series of security related and health related questions, and the application will be processed and approved within 96 hours. So will you have to reapply for the ETIAS on every visit to Europe? That is not the case. You only have to apply every 3 years or once your passport expires. So you've been seeing everywhere that this is a visa. It is not a visa. This is just a travel document, and this has been in place with the United States for so long. This is just a case of reciprocity. If you are doing this to our citizens, then we reserve the right to do it to your citizens as well. And I think this is, tit for tat, 50-50, no cheating here. And I think if the United States has the right to do it to citizens, so does the EU and the Schengen member nations as well. So this is not a visa. This is only a travel document. And also in other news as well, Canada is introducing the digital nomad visa, as I mentioned in this video right here. If you want to learn more about it, go watch it. And that digital nomad visa will require you to come to Canada after you've been approved by immigration officials. We are hearing that there's going to be a series of interviews, fingerprinting, biometric information being obtained before you can be allowed to come live in Canada. And you can live in Canada and also work from there. And the good thing is you can also gain employment while living in Canada as a digital nomad. So this is like killing two birds with one stone, being able to live in Canada and also just being able to accept employment from a Canadian company. So this does not mean that you can only work with a foreign company while being in Canada, meaning you can also receive employment offer from Canadian companies while in Canada as well. Gonna hopes to be rolling this out sometime in 2023, and I'll be making updates on that when it comes out. So this is the information that I've got for you today. today, the Etias is not a visa. It does not meet the threshold to become a visa, and Americans and other member nations who previously do not require a visa to enter the Schengen region will be required to obtain this document before they travel. I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, consider subscribing, and also take a look at some of the links I have in the description down below. You can join my inside community called the Nomad Circle. I send once a week emails giving you all the tips, tricks, and strategies you need to become more productive and have a more fun life as a digital nomad while traveling on the road. And also check out the podcast where I talk to other entrepreneurs who are building stuff and traveling while doing so. And also, lastly, don't forget to get your nomad insurance from Safety Wing. I have the links in the description. Go check everything out. My name is Daniel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care now. Bye.